Why, hello, everybody. I'm coming to you live from Niagara Falls, Ontario, which is in Canada. And yes, I have a haircut now. Thank God, I look actually human. It's amazing. Big shout out to Falls Barbershop here on Ferry Street right there. Ooh, they are a good bunch of people. Can get you looking nice and pretty, which is what I needed right now because my hair in the last video was out of control, and we don't like that. We don't like things out of control unless it is well choreographed stage combat, which we will be learning a little bit of today in this Saturday's edition of Stylish Saturdays, Karate Edition. I'm once again Eric Blanchard, your host for this Saturday, and today we're going to be going over 3 kicks, the 3 basic kicks of karate. So we'll be going over Maigeri, which is the front kick. We are going to go over Yokogeri, which is our side kick, and we are also going to be covering the roundhouse kick. Mwashigeri, there we go. Sorry, my brain's a little rattled. I've had a long day before teaching, but no excuses. Let's do this. So, as always, we're going to be in our Zankusadachi, which is our front stance. So your knees are your feet. If I can get it adjusted. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, I do not know what happened. My phone just went kerpoop for 1 second. I hope people aren't too mad about that. Sorry about everything, but I want to explain things properly and accordingly. So, our feet roughly just shy shoulder width apart. That's our stance right there for front stance. So we're going to pop down. Our knee should be in line with our ankle. 2 knuckles. 1, 2. As you can see, mine was a bit wide. So 2 fists. 1, 2. And you should meet your foot together. That is your stance. Front stance. Alright, we are going to be going over the first kick, which is going to be the Maigeri, which is the front kick. Standard basic kick for any martial art that you see out there, they have this kick. Oh my god, I cannot get my stuff together today. They all have this kick. It is just all across the board. They have front kick. They have a version of a roundhouse kick. They have a side kick. Any legit martial arts anyway. So we're here. Hands are up, as always. 1 hand near your face, 1 hand facing out. So this is the orthodox stance. So my left hand is out. Right hand, this is my power hand, and my primary defending hand, as well as this guy here. But if you're going southpaw, you're going to be right hand is your jab hand, right here, and your right hand is your power hand. So that'll be like that. But for now, we are going to be left leg forward, left hand is our lead hand. So here we go. Front kick. Breakdown. I'm going to break it down into 3 steps for you. First step is bringing the knee up above the waist if you can. So, knee above the waist or higher if you can, for those that are more flexibly inclined, as opposed to me, who is as flexible as a bowling pin on a hot day in Louisiana. So we're here. So our knee comes up. As my knee comes up, my bottom foot is going to be slightly turned out like this. So if I'm kicking with my right leg, because we're going off the back leg. So my feet are like this right now, both facing forward. As soon as this leg comes up, this foot's going to open up about roughly on the 45 degree angle. That way my hips open up. 45, 90 degrees, depending on who is teaching. It depends on who is teaching and what you want to do with that kick. So from here, so I'm just showing you what I'm doing with the hips and why it's important to have that foot out like that. So if I just have my foot stationary like this, sure, I can get off a good front kick, but it doesn't really open up my hips that much, and I'm causing unnecessary torque on my knee. Bad. We do not want torque on our knees. Knees are our friends. We do not want bad things to happen to them. So when you come up, open up the foot so that way my hip is open and can be used better to engage, and it also makes me longer. So if I kick here with just my foot staying here, my foot doesn't really go that far. But when I turn out my foot, it extended it by a good couple inches. And inches in a fight determine whether or not you actually hit your opponent or you don't. That's basic laws of like the fight world in general. So step one, knees come up, knee comes up, past the waist if you can. If not, just bring it up as far as you can. With this kick, you don't have to kick low. With all three of these kicks, you don't have to kick high. Pardon me. You don't have to kick high, you don't have to kick low. It's just one of those things where nobody has to do anything that their body does not require them to do. I'm so sorry about the camera work here, guys. I'm working on getting a better setup. I really am. It's just hard at these times right now. So, step one. Step one is chamber the knee up. Step two, you're going to pivot the foot. That almost happens simultaneously. So as soon as this comes up, this is already turning out. And step three, extend the kick, bring it back, and place it back down. Now, as a general rule of thumb, as fast as you throw it out, that's about as fast as you retract it back in. So however hard you throw it out, it's as hard as you pull it back. Because if I just leave my kick out here, then someone's going to easily just like come and take that, like, and take advantage of that. They'll catch it, they'll throw me around, throw me to the ground, or they'll just leave it out there and they'll block it out of the way and can easily just overrun me. Plus, if it's moving too slow, they're going to see it coming and they're just going to avoid it and attack me with their counterattack. So, from orthodox stance, you're going to come up, knee up, pivot, extend the knee, bring it back. Another important thing is whatever height your knee is at, you don't move that. That's where the knee is. So if my knee can go this high, then that's where it is. And then I can kick according to where my knee placement is. If my knee is here, then I can only kick down low. But if I bring it up, I can kick high. So here, boom. One more time, we're going to do 5 on this leg, nice and slow. You guys can just follow along with me. And I'll just call it out in 3 steps. 1, knee. Actually, number 1 is going to be pivot and the knee happen basically almost simultaneously, so you're going to have to fire those up. So, as soon as you bring the knee up, pivot the foot. That's 1. 2, throw out the kick. 2, 3, bring it back and place it down. You can either place it behind you or place it forward. that's another cool thing about throwing kicks. You can either send them back, set up for another thing, or if you're a defensive fighter, or if you're an aggressive fighter, this comes in and you're moving forward. One more. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright. Now try some on the other side. You will favor one side more than the other. It's just it happens to everybody. But that's the beauty of it. We can work on both of our sides, and whichever side we figure out is the weaker side, focus on the weaker side more. Your strong one still needs to be focused on, but focus on your weaker side too. So we're in southpaw now. So right leg's forward, right hand is in front of us, left hand by our temple right here. So knee comes up, you pivot the foot on that 45, come out and down, up and back, up and back, up, back, up and back, and up and back. All right. Does anyone have any questions about the front kick? Or I need to show you exactly what a body part is doing or anything? Nope. Cool. All right. Moving on. So, next up we're going to do side kick, yokogari. Now, there's 2 ways you can throw this kick. Like you can throw, there's 2 ways to throw any of these kicks. You can either do lead leg. So if I was doing the lead leg roundhouse, or lead leg maigari, front kick, it'd be from my left leg. So I'd be coming back, boom, and extending, striking there. And then we have the one that we just covered, which is a reverse or back leg. Now, side kicks, I like throwing from lead leg. Like, that's my preferred one because I'm completely sideways. And I have opportunities to evade. I have opportunities to parry and block. Parry and block. And then I can utilize coming up into my side kick. Now, so I'm going to break it into 3 parts for this one too. So, for lead leg side kick, you're going to step up, placing your right foot. So we're going to placing your right foot almost in line with your heel, just slightly behind your left. And you want your toes facing the opposite way that you are. So if I'm here, they're going to be pointing that way. My toes are straight that way. So I'm here, the knee's chambered up, it doesn't move, boom, and strike. The part that you're going to be, I forgot to mention with the front kick, the part you're striking with is the ball of the foot. So this part right here, which is known as koshi in Japanese martial arts. And with the side kick, or yokogari, we are going to be striking with sokoto, which is the blade edge of our foot. So we want basically our heel bone and the blade of our foot there to be in line with our target. So when we come up, it strikes. That one's going for, I like using side kicks for liver shots or any shot on the body, like ribs and stuff like that. Front kicks usually like in the solar plexus area, sometimes the face. like if you're Lyoto Machida, you can just boom in the face. Or Danielson from the Karate Kid, you know, ha. So side kick, breaking it down to 3 steps. Step 1, you come up for lead leg. Feet, your left foot's going to be, sorry, your right foot's going to be facing the opposite way. And your hands are always up. Knee comes up. Really engage the obliques. Knee stays there, pops out, comes back, and you're down. So one more time. Feet come together, up, down, and we're there. One more time. Hands are up. So I always imagine that I'm blocking something here, and I got a hold of somebody, and then I can either back fist them and kick, or I'm here, and I has this as like a block, boom, and I come out that way. You can also, so I'm here, boom. I like to have my kamae roughly like always come to this position, just because it's the way, if you want to look very like stylish in karate, that's usually like a go-to like pose that they have. But sometimes, you know, yeah, there's all that fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the feet for that one, because I know they can be extremely tricky. So, I'm in kibadachi, which is horse stance right here. I'm facing my opponent this way. So I'm rocking back and forth. My feet are not going to quite come together. They're going to be almost in an L right there, as you can see. Then I'm going to bring up my knee in chamber, and then I'm going to push off the balls of my foot, off of koshi, and get my power from the floor there. So as I'm here, I'm coming up, boom. Phone. You are not cooperating with me this well today. Ugh. I am so sorry, guys. Technology has always failed this millennial somehow. I just never caught on to the trend. Okay. So, review. We have front kick, which is Maigeri in Japanese. So front kick, or front kick. Then we have lead leg side kick, lead leg yoko geri, and then we're here. So we're in our little stance right here. We're moving, feet come together, up, boom. With stage combat purposes, I always strike with the flat of my foot instead of the blade, because we don't want to hurt our partners, because we'll always be making light contact with those hits or no contact at all. So if I'm stepping up to do a kick, boom, I want as much surface area to cover rather than like a small surface area, because then it's just not that good for anybody involved. So, and now, so side kick, if I'm facing this way, if I want to do like reverse leg. So I'm in my orthodox fighting stance, we're moving around, everything's good. So my knee's going to come up exactly like the front kick. So it's going to come up here. I'm going to rotate on the ball of my foot, exposing my butt to my opponent. Because you know what I want to be? I want to be a butt kicker right now. I want to kick butt. So I come up here, my butt is facing you, my opponent, comes out, comes back down. With this one, the rotation of the ball of the foot might seem a little awkward and it might feel like you strained on your knee. But if it's just one solid motion, so it's here, boom, then it's not as much torque. But so if you starting to learn how to kick, if you don't have good balance, what I recommend is grabbing a chair like so. So you grab chair, put it right beside you so you have something to rest on. So if you're having any balance issues, so you just have the chair, boom, you can rest it right there. So if you want to work your side kick, you're here, you step up, you have something to support, boom, and you come right back. Don't like hold on to it for dear life, because then you're just going to develop like a need for this chair. So what I recommend, just having the pads of your finger touching it, maybe just like even the palm, so that way in case you slip you can grip it again. But this way you're just having it there, it's like, okay, I got this. So you're here, boom, and you're here, boom. That way everything is safe for you and nobody has to get hurt, especially yourselves. That is the most important part. Nobody wants to get hurt. Now the third kick we're going to cover today is the roundhouse kick, or Mawashi Gary. Haha, you thought I almost forgot again. It's because I almost did. So Mawashi Gary, like any good karate practitioner is going to tell you that all three of the kicks coming from the reverse leg are gonna look almost identical. You won't be able to tell which one is coming. So I could chamber my knee here and you would be like, okay, is he throwing a front kick? Is he throwing side? Is he throwing a roundhouse? We don't know, because it all starts with the same chamber of the knee. So it starts up here. So it all starts out from here. So in our orthodox fighting stance again, so we're here. We're light on our feet. We're moving. And then our knee comes up. Same as always. And then we're going to turn with our hips. So as I'm turning with the hips, I'm going to extend this and curve it around, which is why it's called roundhouse kick. So from here, so it's going to pop up, and as soon as I rotate, boom. Now this usually is the epic KO to the head or to the ribs. For my flexibility purposes, I can only go like upper ribs, so I'm working on that flexibility. So for somebody who doesn't have good flexibility or good balance, or you're not comfortable, or maybe you're nursing an injury, the chair's right here. So it's going to be, your left hand's going to be holding it, and as you come up, just like we said before, gently, like don't hold on to it for dear life. Just gently place your palm on it, maybe the pads of your fingers, and then as it comes up, boom. And yeah, so 3 steps again, knee comes up, you pivot on your foot, not as much as you do with the side kick, but pretty much like you're almost doing a rotation, about a 90-degree turn, I would say. So you're here, actually like 90 to almost like not quite a full 180, somewhere in between 90 and 180. So you're here, comes up, boom, and back down. So one more time, comes up, back down. From the other leg, for those who are southpaws, so we're here, leg comes up, and turn, back down. One more time, southpaw, leg comes up, foot turns, And I'll just bring you guys downtown again so you guys can see. You can see what my foot is doing on that rotation. So it's not quite going all the way back, but it's going most of the way back. So as the leg comes up, as the kick comes, it's just about going all the way to the back. Like if you can, well, like if you go all the way to the back, I find that puts you off balance a little bit. Plus, you don't have that good stable like platform to go back to. So we're here, leg comes up, boom. And the part that you're striking with this, you could be either top of the foot, which is I believe Kingary, Mawashi Kingary, or what I like to do is I like to use this spot in between. So in between my foot and the shin, or this bottom part of the shin itself. But this part right here, great for impact there. Your joints might feel sore if you're working out on a heavy bag or something like that. But if you have pads on, it should mitigate that. But I like to strike within this area right here. So about like a hang 10 distance. That's the area I like to strike with. Ah, fuck. You stupid phone. So, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Anyone? No. So I'll take your silence as your unwritten approval. 100% approval. Yes. So, we're just going to review these again. And then we'll go over some combinations that you could potentially do with these kicks. Which, there's a lot of them, and most of them are pretty fun. So, we have our front kick by Gary. Knee comes up straight. Foot turns out to that 45. Kick with Koshi, ball the foot. Come back down or step through. Yoko Gary, we're here. We're here. So it comes up, turns, step down, or bring it all the way back. And then we got Mawashi Gary. So we're here, comes up, and comes up. Comes up in that straight line again, and you spin around. Really get those hips turned over with that one. Now, some of my favorite combinations, I'm just going to be using the chair for this one because my balance is not really the greatest thing right now. I don't know if that came clear in the video or not, but right now, we're going to just work on our combinations here. So, one of my favorite combinations is to go front kick, followed by roundhouse. So we're just going to do that combination right there. So this one you're moving forward on your opponent, so it's front, boom, round. One more time. So we're here. Front kick, roundhouse kick. Front leg kicks are usually to create distance. So if I feel somebody's coming up too close to me, I'll push, kick, or thrust them. Push kicks and thrust kicks. Thrust kicks are meant to deliver some type of damage. Push kicks are just to create distance. So if I'm intending to create just a stoppage there, boom, and come in with the killer blow, the knockout blow. As Bill Superfoot Wallace says, the most important technique you throw is your last one, because that is the most powerful one that you're going to throw. That's the knockout blow. So that's one combination you can do. Another combination, you start off here in your sideways fighting stance. It's Bill Superfoot Wallace is made famous. So he's here. So here you step up, side kick, front kick, roundhouse kick. So incorporates all the ones that we learned. So we're here, side, front, round. On the opposite side, we're here, you step up, side, front, round. So yeah, so side kick, front kick, round kicker. On that round kick, really get that hip over. Is anybody on? We have any questions, comments, concerns? Appears not. Alright, what are we looking at here for time-wise? Okay. So, what did we cover today? So, we've covered front kick, my Gary. So we covered chambering of the knee, extend, hitting with Koshi. Yoko Gary, which is knee comes up, strike with blade edge of the foot, Sokoto, blade edge of the foot. Always chamber that knee up, chamber knee, and turn. And we've learned Mawashi Gary. So knee comes up, turn those hips, and you're good. Well, if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns about anything that I taught today, or would like further explanation of, I would be happy again to, like, if you private message me, or if you want to do like a Zoom call or a video chat over Messenger, I would be very accommodating, and I would love to do that, because I just want to try to grow and learn as a teacher, and I believe that when teaching you learn things twice. So if anything, this is a huge help for me, because I'm going over some basic points that I need to keep fresh in my brain, and that I pointing out stuff that I need to work on as well, watching these things. So if anybody at all, you want me to clarify anything, I'll be more than happy to. And as always, thank you very much for watching, for all those that have. And we'll see you next Saturday. We'll be covering some hand techniques. We'll be going over some strikes and stuff like this. Not hand stuff. We'll be going over strikes that we use in karate with our hands, not our feet. We'll give those a break. So, until next Saturday, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I can't wait to watch Anthony LeClaire's Sunday Fun Day with Swords, because that's going to be a fun one. You guys should check that one out too. So, Skeet. Hey. Thank you very much. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. I appreciate every moment of it.